Do we have any ghetto people here? All right. Hey, hey. Oh, help us, Father. Hey, hey. The sun rises slowly over the hills. Everywhere is golden sunlight, but still most lives its hotels are crowded. Their days in dark clouds are shrouded. They don't smile and they never will. Only vultures get their fill. Empty promises is what they hear. No running water from year to year. Hearts that no one desire. That if there is a Messiah, someday he'll hear their whispered prayer. Cupboard always bare and scanty. 10 people in a one-bedroom shanty. Forced to sell on the pavement. No vacancy, no employment. Cattle fire cracker from gunshots. Blood that's slow when things get hot. Afraid to look out my window to hear voices from the ghetto. Crying, 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 crying. Voices from the ghetto. Crying, crying, crying. Hey, Lord, Lord. Crying. Voices from the ghetto. Hey, hey. Oh, help us, Father. Oh, Lord. Mothers does just hold their head on, boy. And them woman stronger than a wall. A big pusher eyeing she daughter. Son in jail for manslaughter. Too bad for he and them bad boys. No bail, that's the black man's choice. Like Shadow say, poverty is hell. She little girl child belly start to swell. Some say life is a cycle, but don't trust in no circle. Where will it all end? Only time could tell. Outside the siren keep howling. Inside your belly will crawling. Police raid very often. The undertaker measuring a coffin. One night in bed you're sleeping. Next night is a wake that you're keeping. So you're praying to win the lotto, not to hear voices from the... What they doing? Crying. Tell me what they're doing. Crying. Oh, Lord, Lord. Crying, 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 crying. Voices from the ghetto. Help us, Father. We are not a forgotten people, Lord. Stretch forth a hand to us, we pray. Come, God. Hey, come, God. Come, God. With dented pride, they sold their honor. Revolutions bait politicians pawn. And often their tragic story brings a journalist glory. No wonder they view the world with scorn. From since the day they're born, some call them rebels without a cause. These social victims of unjust laws, but yet we christen we heroes, renegades, desperados, forever knocking on heaven's doors. Hear me? Steel band music shatters the silence, harmony to conquer the violence. Big men run when cops approach, fighting for scraps with the cockroach. Young Turks, they're tough protecting, almost every young girl expecting. So tomorrow, beg, steal or borrow, there'll be another voice from the ghetto, trust me. Crying, 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 yes, crying, 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 crying. Voices from the ghetto, crying, crying, crying. Oh, pity call, mama. Crying. Hear them pleading, Lord. Voices from the ghetto. Hey, hey. Oh, oh, yeah, help us, Father. Oh, oh. Social amenities, Lord, heaven knows. Opportunities, well, them always close. Can't get work once in white collar. So if you can't stretch your dollar, it's later for you crap or smoke your pipe. You're short or dead from gripe. Life does rape dignity and pride. Till there's only bitterness left inside. And every day is a hustle. Arguments are settled with muscle. Till you're 6 feet deep by 3 feet wide. Children should life keep on drifting. It's something they're smoking or sniffing. Or maybe they're trying to forget this life of mystery and regret. No one to come to the rescue except Capleton and Boujou. So their boomboxes the Lego to drown out voices from the ghetto. Crying, 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 crying. Voices from the ghetto. Crying, crying, yeah, crying, 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 crying. Voices from the ghetto. Hey, hey. Oh Lord, help us, Father. Oh, oh. Hey, hey. As parents struggle to survive, children are neglected and deprived. Illiteracy on the rampage. Some parents never reach college, so with his homework the child must strive if he wants to stay alive. The dropout rate does come out trumps as their big trucks skid and hit life bombs. Them can't relate education to the daily life of starvation, so they take their chances in the dumps. Every day garbage truck they hopping is all junk and metal they scrapping to get a jump start on them Kobo. Some does get squashed like mosquito. So next time we pass in the G.B.T.V in we fancy car air condition, just above the Hummer we motor, we might hear a voice from the ghetto. Crying, 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 hey, crying, crying, crying. Voices from the ghetto. Crying. I was born and bred in the ghetto. Crying. I know what I'm talking about, you know. Ask me, Father. I from the ghetto and proud of it. Crying, crying, yeah, crying, 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 crying. Voices from the ghetto. Thank you. And I'd also like you to put your hands together for the young man, although he's not here, that wrote that song, Mr. Christoph Grant. Let's hear it for Christoph. Thank you. That was a straight inspiration from God to bring a message. Some people just die and don't realize or never found their purpose on earth. But I found mine. And mine is to convey the messages of God. I don't care who writes it. God has bestowed a talent upon me with a voice and an ability to perform. So once the song comes, I go carry the message.